I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, tell me what else. Show me more. Show me more. What else do you do? It must have been so annoying.
Joel Harper-Jackson, welcome to Theatre Therapy Thursdays here at West End. Best friend, how you doing, babes?
All right, yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you for asking. So Joel Harper-Jackson, for those of us who don't know who Joel Harper-Jackson is, who is Joel Harper-Jackson?
Me. Okay, so most recently I was Charlie Price in Kinky Boots. Before that I did a little thing called Piece of String where I played Tom. I'm going backwards here. I normally do chronologically. I'll try and continue backwards. Before that, I was in Myth at the Other Palace. Previous to that, I did John Brooke in Little Women at the Hope Mill Theatre. Before that, I was Movement Captain and Mr. Thompson in my first play, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, UK tour. And then before that, I was in the original open air theatre, Jesus Christ Superstar, and that was amazing. Then before that, I was in the original Beautiful cast in London. Then I did like this random little Evita gig where I played Shay in Slovenia. And then before that I did like Pacific Overtures at the Union, this little thing called Picture Perfect. I left college early to do the Rent UK concert tour with like Kerry Ellis and people. And then I did like a little short 3-month cruise where I was like, okay, this is enough. I was supposed to be on there 9 months, by the way. And then I was like, yeah, that's enough for me. Trained at a place called the Hammond in Chester, which nobody's heard of, but it's been going for 100 years. And yeah, that's about it for my career, pretty much. I've had a very nice, very happy career.
Very varied, babe, so
so
varied.
far, and then COVID struck.
Ta-da! As it did.
Bye-bye!
So what was training like for you? Because obviously, like you just said, you left halfway through your final year at the Hammond to do Rent. Did you feel like you'd learned enough?
I was kind of chomping at the bit. I was ready. I was like, let's go. Let me get out of here. Also, I needed to earn money. I was so skint throughout college. Like I couldn't afford. I was on a full scholarship as well, but like you had to pay for like little things and things like that. I was like, I literally can't afford it. My uncle had to help me. So I was like, yeah, let me get out there. I'm ready. I always wanted more from training, I'll be honest. I loved the Hammond and it was great, but there were certain things that I felt were missing, and therefore I decided to do amateur dramatic shows outside of the Hammond just to keep me going, because I felt like I needed more experience. And I think it gave me so much more. I knew what it was like to be in a semi-professional environment. And I was like, right, I want to get going now. So I did, and I was very lucky to leave slightly early.
What was that like going into a show like Rent? It's not just a little musical, it's an iconic show, but also doing it with Kerry Ellis.
It was quite surreal because I was the youngest there. Everyone was in their 30s, and there were people that I, kind of followed for years. Kerry and do you remember Nikki Davis-Jones?
Yes, love Nikki Davis-Jones.
And I followed all these people's careers for ages, and then all of a sudden I'm on a tour bus with them, working beside them, and it all just kind of felt like, it was a massive dream come true for me. But yeah, it was a fun job. Now I don't think I'd enjoy it as much because it was one-day venues. So we'd do like Newcastle, get on the tour bus, sleep on the tour bus, wake up in a new city, go to Wetherspoons for a breakfast, recovering from a hangover, and then do it all over again. And we did that. We had 3 tours of that, all of which were about 2 or 3 weeks. So it was really cool. But yeah, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, tell me what else. Show me more. What else do you do? It must have been so annoying.
As we all know, we're in this weird situation. How did you find lockdown as like an artist? Were you one of these people that was like, wow, now it's my time to like use myself artistically, or did you take the time to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna chill out?
Well, I kind of had both. Like last year was a intense year because I was doing Kinky Boots and it just felt like it was non-stop, and I was like, I need to stop, otherwise I'm gonna have a meltdown and probably fall out of love with this profession. And I'm one of those people as well that just likes to do nothing. I'm quite like perfectly happy just chilling out, or like on holiday, I'll just sunbathe. Yeah, I'll go and see like a nice monument or something like that, but like get me back to the pool and put a pina colada in my hand. So I've done both. I've done a lot of nothing. I've got a little dog me and my mate have just like chilled the majority of the time, and creatively, to keep me stimulated, I've been doing this like covers album where I've chosen like songs from my past and things that mean stuff to me, and kind of taken them and turned them on the head and gone, right, I want to do them like this, and I want to do them in my style.
Brilliant.
And that has just been an absolute treat. I've wanted to do something like for ages, and now I've had the time to just take my time and really enjoy the process, you know. And I've bought a house as well, in the process. I don't want to jinx it yet, but we're pretty much there. So I know everyone's been saying, God, this has been really tough, and like, how awful is it? I've had an absolute ball, and I kind of don't want it to end. I live in pretty much city centre Manchester, and we bought some bikes, and all throughout lockdown we'd go out on the bikes every night through city centre, and it was just dead, and it was so wonderful. And then lockdown has eased, and now there's more people, and now I'm like, oh God, bring it back. That's just me. I'm a bit of a hermit, and like, leave me alone, and I don't like too many people or crowded spaces. I've had a great lockdown time.
It was absolute bliss, especially walking, because like, obviously we don't live far from each other, so walking around like our area of Manchester, it was bliss. And now every time I walk out, I feel like an angry old man.
Yeah, I proper feel it. I'm with you.
Joel, I'm going to move on to a section now that I like to call How to Succeed in Quizness Without Really Trying.
Wonderful, by the way. Well done with that little punny pun.
Thank you so much. So this is the section that everybody loves to hate. I say loves to hate. I love it. Everyone else hates it, and that's why I love it. I have 3 questions for you based on 3 of the contracts that you have done. First up, I have a Jesus Christ Superstar question. Then we have a Kinky Boots question. Then we have a beautiful question. I would like to remind the viewers at home and inform you, no one has yet achieved 3 out of 3.
Come on, give it to me.
Right. Number 1, which came out first? Jesus Christ Superstar or Evita?
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Correct. 1 point, Joel Harper-Jackson.
Thank you.
Number 2. Cyndi Lauper was the first woman to win the Tony Award all by herself for the score for Kinky Boots. True or false?
False.
Oh, it's true!
Oh no! I got... Oh.
I know, devastating. But also, it took until 2013 for a woman to be awarded for her scores on Broadway.
Was it just on her own though? I thought Stephen Aremus was like...
He's orchestrator. No, so he dropped into orchestrations. Oh, I can see how you got confused there though. That's very good. Maybe I'll give you half. I don't know.
Yes, okay. Do you know I'll take that? Thank you.
All right, you can have half a point because I see your confusion and I understand. Now I'll give you one either side here. How many Oliviers did Beautiful win?
2.
On the nose, 2.
Yes.
Boom. So there you go, Joel Harper-Jackson. 2.5 points. So very, very nearly.
Oh, I should have trusted my instincts. I was like, yes, but hang on, Stephen. So no.
Stephen Aremus just needs an award category for himself, as far as I'm concerned.
He does. To be fair, he's very, very good.
As you know, we're here. This is Theatre Therapy Thursdays, so I've always taken solace in musical theatre and listening to cast recordings because I truly believe music is therapy. I'm gonna ask you a question. If I threw you on a violent stay on the desert island and I had to give you one cast recording to listen to for the rest of time, only one, what would it be? And why?
I think I would go for... so it's Once. Glenn Hansard. I just really, 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 really like that musical. It's so real and honest, and I like that sort of music anyway. It's folky kind of stuff. Like I say, it's real. There's not a happy ending there, and it kind of steers away from traditional musical theatre that I like, but it's not my biggest love, and it just breaks my heart. And I want people to cry.
I do think that Once is a perfect musical.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I think what they did with that show and how they met. How Stephen Hoggart made someone move whilst playing a cello is absolutely beyond me.
Yeah.
But it works. All of it works, and you sit there and you don't argue any of it, and you invest so much.
There's so many people out there that are just like, oh God, I can't stand musical theatre. I'd like to take those people and then take them to watch once. They see that whole like, like old-fashioned hammy stuff. But for me, musical theatre is what once is all about. And I challenge any person that traditionally didn't like musical theatre, and if they didn't like it, I would eat my hat.
So this is the question that everyone hates, because I like asking impossibly hard questions to answer, so you're welcome in advance. What is the example of a perfect musical theatre song?
The one that I listen to most and like has the biggest impact on me is I'm Here from The Colour Purple. Just because she reaches this point where she's no longer going to take it anymore, and like afterwards she starts to walk differently, she holds herself better. I think it's just vocally as well, it floors me every single time. I'm obviously dependent on who's singing it, but I just keep on thinking Cynthia Erivo. I think it kind of works hand in hand as well. Like maybe the reason why I love it so much is because of Cynthia's story. I remember watching her do Sister Act, the UK tour, and that's like one of her first big things. And now she's gone on to achieve so much, and it was very much a thing of like life and art kind of mirrored each other. It was like singing "I'm Here," and like she really is here. Yeah. Look how much she's achieved. So I'm probably blurring the lines between the two, but I still think that song is exquisite. Yes, I'm gonna stay. Final answer.
So team, this is "I'm Here," sung by Cynthia Erivo from the revival Broadway cast recording of The Colour Purple.
I'm gonna take a deep breath, gonna hold my head up, gonna put my shoulders back and look you straight in the eye. I'm gonna flirt with somebody when they walk by. I'm gonna sing out, sing out.
And that was Cynthia Erivo with "I'm Here." Beautiful tones. Moving on to our next question.
So that was Cynthia Erivo smashing it. Joel, obviously lockdown has been a weird time for everyone. You've said that it's been quite a positive time for you, which is great, because that's beautiful to hear. Is there anything particular, like musical theatre or otherwise, playlists, type of music that you found that you've been listening to a lot recently, or has helped keep you positive through this time?
And my taste has been quite eclectic. I've always loved. Do you know Ludovico Einaudi? Einaudi. He. That's been lovely. Yeah, just listening to the radio, like having something there on in the background, and then being introduced to like old songs that, oh my God, I forgot about this song.
We now move on to our final section, questions from the public. Dan would like to know, what was it like working on Pieces of String, and would you do it again?
Oh God, I would jump at doing it again. I would. Please bring it back, Universe. London needs to see that show. It was honestly one of my favourite jobs. I really enjoyed playing a gay character on stage. You don't often get to do that. Well, as a gay person, not nowadays. I don't feel. Well, maybe it's getting better. But yes, I absolutely loved it. It was just so chilled. The creators were so lovely, and the show itself was just gorgeous. If it does come back, there are talks about it. I would certainly take that role on again.
Jenny would like to know, what is your dream show?
One day, maybe 10 years, and if I go back to my classical technique, I'll need to go for a few lessons, would be Phantom. I'd like to play Phantom in about 10 years. Back when I was younger, when I started singing it was all very legit, and then just because everything's pop and rock now, my voice has had to adapt. So I'd like to do that one day. It's so iconic. So Phantom of the Opera, Jenny.
Tom would like to know, which actor would you most like to work with? I'm assuming this is broad. I've had this question before, actually, and I think it's a very good one.
Serene McKenna. Just
I mean,
he's,
that needs an explanation.
and he's just absolute class. I think he's a fantastic actor, like such a brilliant actor. He always kind of like plays the baddie, doesn't he? And although like I'm probably never going to play the baddie, I want to play the baddie.
Yeah.
I always want to be the baddie. I don't know why. And he's, you know, the stories that he must have, and just his experience with being gay and coming out in that time, and how he dealt with it, and how he just kind of went, "Yeah, I am, and bugger you all." And I just think he's a great man, and I would love to one day. Fingers crossed. Who knows? Maybe one day.
And finally, Ellie would like to know, who is your idol?
Wasserian's one of them. Okay, I'm not going to say idol, but I'm going to say someone who I look up to and kind of go, God, I really like the way that their career and how they transitioned to... So it's Luke Evans. He started in musical theatre and he did loads of good stuff, and then he made the jump into film, and film is what I want to do. And he's also gay. And that's someone who's I'd like to follow in his footsteps. How he did it, like, I think it's very impressive. I have actually spoken to him before. We had like a half an hour conversation at the press night of Jesus Christ Superstar, because he was friends with someone in the cast. So I got to have like a lovely chat with him, and it was really insightful. But just how he's moved into that area, I find very impressive, and I want to do the same.
Joel, thank you so much for your time
Thank
today,
you.
for answering our questions and telling us all a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. Well, thanks for having me. It's been
Great.
a pleasure.
Always, my love. You take care of yourself. Keep
You too.
safe. Keep happy. And
Stay alert.
stay alert. Wear a face mask.
Bye.
Bye.